In a world saturated with red carpets, press junkets, and glamorous premieres, it's often the simplest moments that shine the brightest. This week, the internet collectively paused its scroll when young Sheldon star Ian Armitage shared a heartwarming series of photos from a low-key lunch outing. Not with a fellow celebrity or a big-time producer, but with someone infinitely more special, his grandmother. Titled, "Lunch with My Wonderful Grandmother Yellow Heart," the actor's post quickly captured hearts across social media, amassing thousands of likes and shares in mere hours. But it wasn't just the adorable selfies or the sunny smiles that touched fans. It was the reminder that even those in the spotlight find their deepest joys in ordinary, deeply personal moments. A pause in stardom at just 17, Ian Armitage has already spent nearly a decade in the public eye. Bursting onto the scene as the precocious, bow-tie-clad young Sheldon Cooper, he quickly established himself not only as a talented actor but also as a thoughtful, grounded individual, rare qualities in a child star. With the recent conclusion of Young Sheldon after 7 seasons, Armitage has been enjoying a much-deserved break from filming. But instead of jetting off to luxury resorts or diving headfirst into his next Hollywood project, the teen actor seems to be focusing on something far more important: reconnecting with his roots. "Spending time with my grandmother is one of my favorite things," he wrote in his Instagram caption. "She's funny, wise, and makes the best grilled cheese sandwiches in the universe. Today was just perfect." A cozy afternoon. The photos he shared tell a gentle, sun-dappled story. The first is a classic selfie. Armitage and his grandmother, cheek to cheek, both grinning ear to ear. Behind them, a cozy neighborhood cafe spills with light, its chalkboard menu advertising homemade soups and the best pie in town. The second photo shows the table. 2 plates of simple, delicious comfort food. A steaming tomato basil soup sits beside a golden grilled cheese sandwich, clearly the grandmother's handiwork. 2 iced teas, a vase of fresh daisies, and a half-played game of Scrabble complete the scene. The letters on the board spell out, "Love" and "Grandma." The final image is a candid, Armitage's grandmother mid-laugh, caught with her eyes closed, her hands covering her mouth in a moment of unfiltered joy. It's the kind of photo you don't take unless you're utterly comfortable. The kind you share only when you want the world to know that this is what happiness looks like. A tribute beyond fame. Though the photos are sweet, it's the story behind them that resonated. In a brief follow-up comment, Armitage offered a glimpse into their relationship. "My grandmother has been my rock since I was a baby. She taught me how to read, actually, insisted I learn Shakespeare before Star Wars. She's my best audience, my best teacher, and the funniest person I know. Honestly, I'd give up a Hollywood premiere just to sit on the porch with her again, listening to her tell stories from her childhood." It's this kind of sentiment, genuine, heartfelt, and entirely free from Hollywood varnish, that makes Ian's posts so compelling. In an industry where image is everything, authenticity is rare. But Armitage doesn't seem interested in playing that game. He's not here to impress, he's here to connect. And connect he does. Fans react within hours. Fans and fellow actors flooded the comments with love. "She looks like an absolute gem. You're lucky to have her, and she's lucky to have you," wrote one follower. Another added, "This is the kind of content that heals the internet." Even Big Bang Theory alum Mayim Bialik chimed in with 3 heart emojis and the words, "Grandmothers are the glue. Cherish her." But perhaps the most touching comment came from someone entirely unknown, a grandmother herself. "I'm 73 and raising my grandson," she wrote. "Seeing this gave me so much hope. Ian, you've grown into such a kind, thoughtful young man. Your grandmother must be incredibly proud." More than a meal. Though it may have looked like just a lunch date, the moment symbolizes something larger, a reminder that our roots matter. That in a world spinning ever faster, there is sanctuary in slowing down. That no matter how bright the lights of Hollywood, they'll never outshine the warmth of a grandmother's smile. And maybe, in the end, that's the real legacy of young Sheldon, not just the humor or the science facts, but the idea that curiosity, kindness, and a love for family never go out of style. Life after Sheldon. With young Sheldon wrapped, fans are eager to see what's next for Armitage. Rumors of new film roles swirl, and his voice work, notably as young Shaggy in Scoob, and as the narrator of various nature documentaries, continues to receive praise. But for now, it seems, he's happy staying grounded. In a recent interview, he said, "Fame is fleeting. What lasts are the relationships you build. If I'm remembered for being a good grandson more than a good actor, I'm okay with that." It's a sentiment as refreshing as a summer lunch under the sun. A lasting impression. As fans continue to comment and share the post, the message is clear. We all crave connection. We want to believe that behind the curated feeds and polished facades, real people are still cherishing real moments. And thanks to Ian Armitage, we're reminded that sometimes the most beautiful stories aren't scripted. They're lived, at a cafe table, over soup and sandwiches, with someone who knew you before the world ever did. So here's to grandmothers, to grilled cheese, to laughter that comes from love, and to stars who remember where they came from. Because in the end, it's not about being young Sheldon. It's about being fully, wonderfully human. Let me know if you'd like this reformatted as a press release, blog article, or anything else.